Mental health in the summer season. Jenny Cornell from Northland Health Centers is here to explain. Thanks for coming, Jenny.
Yes, thanks for having me.
So we're going to talk about sunlight. We won't be seeing a whole lot of it this week, but I imagine there is a whole lot of summer left. And so this can apply far beyond today's conversation.
Right. This rain and the gloom is temporary.
Exactly.
You know, right? We're going to get to that
sunny days. The sunny days are coming. So we always talk about like how, you know, the fall season and the darkness affects our mood in the summer, or excuse me, going fall into winter. Now coming into the summer, we usually expect that the sunlight and, you know, all of the extra light that we have during the day, that can kind of brighten our moods. But there's also kind of like a flip side to that too. So why don't you start there?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, that serotonin level is greatly impacted by how much sunlight. You know, the old saying of Midwesterners don't get much vitamin D over the winter time because that natural vitamin D that we get from the sunlight, well, we get a little bit more in the spring to the summertime, especially in the summer. And we should be aware of how that affects us, because serotonin's like the happy of our lives, right? The things that gives us that motivation, the pep in our step, so to speak. So if we have more of that, that can help us, and that can alter our moods at times.
Yeah, absolutely. So along with that, you know, we get more sunlight. People are trying to take advantage of that. Routines and everything's are changing. You know, with school getting out for the summer, lots of things change. So how do we handle that? What is the key there?
Yeah, as everything's so crazy busy at the end of school year and things are all crazy chaotic, it can offset our natural schedule of things like what day of the week is it? I don't know, all that kind of stuff. And having a regular routine is really important for regulating our moods. And as human beings, we like that predictability. We like that structure to a point. You know, some points that we don't, and that's okay. But we do like to have some predictability to our days, and having that regular routine can help us with regulating that mood. If we don't have a regular routine or what to expect, that can get us more prone to anxiety and some of those other things that can be disruptive or unpleasant. So if we have something, a general plan, it might change, you know, how summer things happen
fast.
Right? But at least we have a general expectation of what it might look like.
Absolutely. And so does that hold true for kids and teens as well as adults? Because the kids and teenagers, their schedule changes drastically going from school to summer hours. Does that hold true for them too?
Yes, you'll see a lot. As adults, we'll feel it more in our moods and how much energy we have. Teenagers, a little bit the same. Kids will see that, where the change in structure can have behavior changes, right? Where it could be moods, but it's more acted out in actions and behaviors, or the terrible twos times 5. At certain times, things like that. When it's off, they don't know how to, they don't have that regulation skill quite yet in those early elementary years. Until we get to the middle school and high school, we're starting to learn that. Even as adults, come on, we're still we're still learning that portion of what we're trying to regulate.
It still takes a little bit of conscious effort there.
Yeah.
So you know, kind of going on this theme of, you know, changing schedules, changing routines, nutrition and hydration. Those things are very important. And you know, with the changing routines, you know, you might not find yourself drinking as much water as you normally do, or going and skipping meals because things get busy. So how do those play into
definitely the foundations of wellness is our health, right? So how much we eat, how much we drink, how much fuel we're putting in the body can very greatly alter our mind. If we don't get enough fuel, the mind's not going to be as happy as that. And when we're used to tailoring how much food we're getting or how much water we're taking in hydration based on our schedule, like I'm going to drink a whole cup of coffee before my first appointment, or I'm going to try and finish this glass before lunch. You know, we kind of fill that into our day, and when that schedule changes, that could change how we're eating and drinking as well, and then that can affect our body, which then affects our mind.
Absolutely. I find that even on the weekends, you know, when I'm not sitting at my desk and I don't have my water bottle right next to me all the time, I'm not, you know, glancing at it going, oh yeah, it has been a few hours since I've had a drink of water, I better do that.
Right, or you're traveling around in your car going to various places and things like that, and you forget your water bottle, or if you're like me and have like 10 different water bottles, one for the car, one for the office, one for home. Maybe it might not be as problematic, but yeah, that change in routine can change our behaviors.
Absolutely. So what about, so we talked kind of about diet. What about exercise? How can that help us through?
Exercise is our natural serotonin builder, right? That helps get us those endorphins, those happy moods, along with some of that, you know, muscle building and all that other parts that are healthy with exercise. But exercise, physical activity, so not like you have to go and weight lift.
Exactly.
You know,
deadlift
just be getting outside
500. And going for a walk.
Just getting up, getting around, going for a walk when it's nice out, the sunlight, the fresh air, the sounds can all be very healthy for us. But just physical activity gets our body moving. Our bodies are meant to move more than stay sedentary.
Absolutely. So it's important to fit in through the day.
Yes.
Wonderful. And so last parting words, I guess we probably want to wrap this up by saying mental health doesn't take a break during the summertime. You still need to be focusing on that year-round, doing check-ins and that type of thing.
Yes, we have that year-round, and we just have to adjust, whether it's wintertime or summertime, to know the different things that are impacting us. So when we're struggling and we're wondering why we're struggling, if we're aware of these factors, we maybe aren't so harsh on ourselves.
Absolutely. All right, if we need to come in for a checkup with you, Jenny, how do we do that?
Absolutely. You can stop in our new location up at Bismarck North or Bismarck South, or reach us on the web or on the phone.
Awesome. Thank you so much for coming in, Jenny.
Yes,
It's always
thank you.